Right now, inside your body, millions of cells are making a decision. Should they hold on to the energy they've been saving for weeks, or finally let it go? Most people believe fat loss begins the moment they start moving. They imagine fat simply melting away with every step. But that isn't how your body works. Your body is far more careful than that. Every movement you make is being watched by an invisible communication network made up of hormones, nerves, and tiny chemical messengers. Before a single fat cell releases its stored energy, your body needs one thing above all else: a reason to trust you. Because what happens next isn't just about burning calories. It's about convincing one of the smartest survival systems ever created that it's finally safe to use the energy it has been protecting all along. Imagine your body as a massive warehouse. Inside that warehouse are thousands of storage rooms filled with energy. Those rooms are your fat cells. They're not lazy. They're not your enemy. They're simply storage units built for one purpose: protecting you when food becomes scarce. Thousands of years ago, that system kept humans alive through long winters and empty hunting seasons. Today, food is usually everywhere, but your body hasn't forgotten its ancient programming. It still treats stored fat like an emergency savings account. It doesn't spend those savings just because you want to lose weight. It spends them only when the right signals arrive. And that's where walking begins to change everything. This is where most people miss what's really happening. When you take your first few steps, your body doesn't immediately reach for its fat stores. Instead, it starts gathering information. Your heart beats a little faster. Your breathing becomes deeper. Blood begins flowing more quickly through muscles that have been sitting still. Think of it like turning on a city after sunrise. Roads begin filling with traffic. Factories switch on their machines. Power stations increase electricity. Nothing dramatic has happened yet, but every system is preparing for what's coming. Inside your muscles, tiny structures called mitochondria are waking up. You can think of them as microscopic power plants. Their job is to turn stored fuel into usable energy. At first, they choose the quickest fuel available. That's because your body always prefers efficiency. But here's the part most people never realize. While your muscles are using that easy fuel, another conversation has already begun elsewhere. Your brain is monitoring every step. Your heart is reporting changes in demand. Your bloodstream is carrying chemical messages from one organ to another. No single organ is making this decision alone. Your entire body is holding a meeting. The question isn't, can we burn fat? The question is, do we need to? And the answer depends entirely on the signals you're creating, with every minute you keep walking. At this point, nothing visible has changed in the mirror. You don't feel lighter. Your clothes don't fit differently. But deep beneath your skin, thousands of tiny decisions are quietly moving in the same direction. And in just a few more minutes, one of the most important hormonal shifts of the entire walk is about to begin. That's when your body starts asking a completely different question. Not how to conserve energy, but whether it's finally safe to let some of it go. As you continue walking, something subtle begins to change. Your body realizes this isn't just a random burst of movement. The steady rhythm of your steps tells it that energy is going to be needed for longer than a few seconds. Now watch this. Instead of relying only on the quickest fuel available, your body starts preparing a backup supply. Think of it like a city during a busy day. At first, the power comes from the closest power station. But as demand continues to rise, more stations come online to keep everything running smoothly. Your body works in much the same way. Inside your pancreas, insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar from your bloodstream into your cells, begins to settle. As insulin levels gradually fall, another set of signals becomes louder. Those signals carry a simple message. We may need stored energy. This is where it gets interesting. Your fat cells aren't locked vaults that suddenly swing open. They're more like warehouses, with security guards at every entrance. Only the right combination of signals allows those doors to open. As your walk continues, hormones like adrenaline and noradrenaline begin knocking on those doors. They tell fat cells that muscles are asking for more fuel. One by one, some of those storage rooms begin releasing tiny packages called fatty acids into your bloodstream. Imagine delivery trucks leaving a warehouse. Each truck carries energy that has been stored for days, weeks, or even months. Those trucks travel through your bloodstream, heading toward working muscles that are waiting to receive them. But here's the part most people miss. Releasing fat isn't the same as burning fat. Your muscles still have to accept those deliveries. Inside each muscle cell, the mitochondria, the tiny power plants you met earlier, begin increasing their workload. They pull those fatty acids inside and carefully convert them into usable energy. It's a slow, controlled process. Your body doesn't rush. It doesn't waste. It simply becomes more efficient with every passing minute. And this changes everything. Many people believe they're only burning fat if they're exhausted, drenched in sweat, or breathing heavily. But your body isn't impressed by discomfort. It's responding to signals. Steady walking creates a calm, predictable demand for energy. That steady demand allows your body to shift from quick fuel towards stored fuel without triggering unnecessary stress. Imagine trying to convince someone to unlock their savings account. If you demand everything at once, they'll probably refuse. But if you show them that you only need a little, consistently and responsibly, trust begins to grow. That's exactly how your body treats its fat stores. Every step tells your body the same message. We're active. We're safe. We need energy. Those repeated signals matter far more than one intense burst of effort. But here's where many people unknowingly interrupt the process. After 15 or 20 minutes, they stop. Maybe they think they've done enough. Maybe they're checking the calorie counter on their watch. Or maybe they're discouraged because nothing feels different. Yet inside their body, one of the most important transitions has only just begun. This is where most people stop. But this is where it starts. As your walk continues beyond those early minutes, more muscles begin relying on fatty acids as fuel. Blood vessels widen to improve circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients more efficiently throughout your body. Your heart doesn't simply beat faster. It becomes more coordinated. Each heartbeat pumps blood with remarkable precision, supporting millions of cells that are working together toward the same goal. Meanwhile, your liver quietly joins the effort. It helps keep blood sugar stable, making sure your brain and other vital organs continue receiving the energy they need, while your muscles increasingly depend on stored fat. Everything is connected. Your brain, your heart, your muscles, your liver, your fat tissue. They're not competing with one another. They're cooperating. Think of them as members of an orchestra. Each instrument plays a different part, but together they create a single performance. The longer that performance continues, the more confident your body becomes that it can safely rely on its stored energy. And that confidence unlocks something even more remarkable. Because in the next stage, your body doesn't just release fat. It begins teaching itself to become better at burning it every single day. By now, your walk has become more than movement. It has become a message. With every step, your body receives the same signal again and again. Energy is needed, but there is no emergency. There's no panic, no sprint, no sudden demand. That calm consistency changes the way your entire system responds. This is where it gets fascinating. Your muscles are no longer simply using energy. They're becoming better at finding it. Imagine a factory that receives the same order every day. At first, it works slowly. Workers need instructions. Machines pause between tasks. Production is limited. But after repeating the same process day after day, the factory becomes faster. Conveyor belts move smoothly. Workers know exactly what to do. Very little energy is wasted. Your body learns in exactly the same way. Every consistent walk teaches your cells to become more efficient. Inside your muscles, the mitochondria begin adapting. They don't just work harder, they improve their ability to turn fatty acids into usable energy. It's almost as if your body is upgrading its own equipment. And this changes everything. Because fat loss isn't only about today's walk. It's about what today's walk teaches your body for tomorrow. The more often you send this signal, the more confident your body becomes at accessing stored fat without hesitation. But here's the part most people miss. This adaptation doesn't happen in a single workout. It happens through repetition. Your body rewards consistency far more than intensity. Think about learning a new language. You don't become fluent after one long study session. You become fluent after practicing a little every day. Your metabolism works much the same way. Every walk is another lesson. Every lesson makes the next one easier. Now watch this. Even after you stop walking, your body doesn't immediately stop working. Your heart gradually slows. Your breathing becomes calmer. But beneath the surface, millions of cells are still busy. Muscles begin repairing tiny amounts of normal wear created during movement. Blood continues delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. Your cells replace used fuel and prepare for your next walk. In other words, the story doesn't end when you sit down. It simply enters a new chapter. This is why many people underestimate the value of regular walking. They judge the workout by how it feels. Your body judges it by how it adapts. And adaptation is where real transformation begins. Research over the past several decades has consistently shown that regular walking improves insulin sensitivity, allowing your cells to respond more effectively to insulin signals. That means your body becomes better at moving glucose out of the bloodstream and using it where it's needed, instead of leaving excess energy circulating for long periods. Studies have also found that consistent walking supports healthier blood circulation, improves cardiovascular fitness, and increases the muscle's ability to use oxygen efficiently. These aren't overnight changes. They're small improvements that build on one another. Like adding one brick every day. A single brick doesn't look impressive, but after enough time, you've built an entire house. Your body follows the same principle. One walk may seem ordinary. 100 walks quietly reshape the systems that control energy production, circulation, and metabolic health. But here's another misunderstanding. Many people believe their body is working against them because progress feels slow. In reality, your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Its first priority has always been survival. It doesn't waste valuable energy without a reason. It waits. It observes. It looks for patterns. When your activity becomes predictable, your body slowly changes its expectations. Instead of preparing for long periods of inactivity, it begins preparing for regular movement. That's a completely different strategy. And once that shift begins, something remarkable happens. Your body becomes less focused on protecting every calorie, and more focused on supplying the energy it knows you'll continue to need. You're no longer forcing change. You're teaching your body a new normal. And the longer you repeat that lesson, the deeper those changes become. Because the greatest transformation isn't happening in your mirror. It's happening inside the systems that quietly decide how your body uses energy every single day. By now, you may have noticed something unexpected. This journey was never really about burning fat. It was about changing the conversation happening inside your body. For years, many people have believed that fat loss is a battle, that your body is stubborn, that it's resisting every attempt to become healthier. But here's the part most people never hear. Your body isn't trying to stop you. It's trying to protect you. Every fat cell, every hormone, every metabolic pathway exists for one reason: to keep you alive. Imagine hiring a security team to protect a building. If someone suddenly demands access to the emergency supplies, the guards won't simply step aside. They'll ask questions. Is this safe? Is this necessary? Can we trust that more supplies are coming? Your body asks those same questions every single day. When movement is inconsistent, those answers remain uncertain. One day you're active. The next day you barely move. Signals become mixed, and your body responds the only way it knows how, by protecting its reserves. But when walking becomes part of your daily rhythm, something remarkable happens. The uncertainty begins to disappear. Your body starts recognizing a pattern. It no longer sees movement as a rare event. It begins expecting it. And this changes everything. Instead of preparing for long periods of inactivity, your metabolism slowly reorganizes itself around regular movement. Your muscles become more efficient at using fuel. Your heart delivers oxygen with less effort. Your blood vessels become more flexible. Your cells communicate more smoothly. Even your brain begins to change. Walking encourages the release of chemicals that support focus, mood, and learning. Over time, the habit itself becomes easier to maintain, not because your willpower suddenly improves, but because your brain starts treating walking as something familiar instead of something difficult. This is where the transformation becomes deeper than fat loss. You're not simply changing your body. You're changing the systems that control your body. Now imagine two people. Both want to lose fat. One spends every week searching for the perfect workout, the perfect diet, or the fastest shortcut. The other simply walks, again and again, week after week. At first, their results may look similar. But months later, their bodies tell very different stories. The first person is constantly starting over. The second person has built a system, and systems almost always outperform short bursts of motivation. Research continues to support this idea. Regular walking has been linked with improved cardiovascular health, healthier blood sugar regulation, better insulin sensitivity, reduced risk of chronic disease, and greater long-term weight management. Not because walking is magical, but because it consistently sends the same healthy signals to the body. Those signals add up, day after day, week after week, year after year. That's how lasting change happens, not through one extraordinary effort, but through thousands of ordinary ones. So the next time you go for a walk, remember this: you aren't simply taking steps down a road. Inside your body, millions of tiny workers are communicating. Your heart is adjusting. Your muscles are adapting. Your bloodstream is delivering messages. Your fat cells are listening. And your metabolism is learning. Every step tells your body the same quiet message. We're moving. We need energy. It's safe. Eventually, those repeated messages become something your body believes. And once it believes them, it begins responding in ways that no single workout could ever achieve. Your body isn't broken. It isn't lazy. It isn't working against you. It's responding to the signals you give it every single day. Walking isn't just exercise. It's information. It's a conversation. And over time, it's one of the clearest ways to teach your body that it can finally let go of the energy it has been protecting for so long. So here's a question for you. Before watching this, what did you think actually told your body to release stored fat? Was there something in this story that completely changed the way you see walking? Share your thoughts in the comments below.